Well, greetings and salutations, friends, and welcome back. I am tonight's very special guest host, UFO Lucifer, and I am here to do what is necessary, what no one else will do, and that is to bring you the truth behind this so-called UFO Jesus. He's no Jesus, friends. False prophet of disclosure, Ryan. Did he drop the UFO Jesus after offending the world's largest religion on earth for several years, putting his UFO Jesus nonsense on t-shirts? Has he made enough money claiming to be some prophet of disclosure? Not yet, he hasn't, because he's not done promising you that disclosure is coming any day now. Interestingly, Mr. UFO Jesus has deleted many of his earliest videos. Why? Because they make him look stupid and foolish. Because in one early video, he declared that it was the first week and disclosure was here. That, my friends, was, as I recall, 5 or 6 years ago now. Yes, still no disclosure, yeah, but everyone has gotten plenty of money piled into their UFO pockets. Yes, and UFO Jesus is no different. You may be surprised to learn that UFO Jesus has made quite a bit of money, yes, on the tubes. Yes, he has made quite a lot of money, friends, telling people that disclosure is coming any day now. Any day now. Disclosure will be here. Interestingly, it's very simple to pick apart what UFO Jesus does. He's no Jesus. What he does is he repeats talking points from UFO celebrity grifters who are only out for your money. He repeats what they say, and that's it. He doesn't check anything. He does no research, no effort whatsoever. He essentially copies down whatever they say, UFO celebrities, after licking their assholes. That's UFO Jesus. He loves to lick those UFO celebrities' assholes. He gets right in there, licking the assholes of these UFO celebrities, yes. And when he's done licking them, then he repeats every word they say as his gospel of disclosure. But my friends, there's many things that people don't know about this so-called UFO Jesus. Some people say he was recruited as a useful idiot of a CIA psyop to spread an alien threat narrative in order to get funding. It's a very convoluted story. But interestingly, UFO Jesus, with the simple act of just repeating UFO celebrity talking points, he has amassed some 2.4 million views, which means between t-shirt sales, merchandise, and other things, and YouTube revenue, UFO disclosure has, post-disclosure world, UFO Jesus has made somewhere between, this is a conservative estimate, he has made somewhere between $50,000 and $150,000 simply repeating the talking points. It's a great business, my friends, and we love it. All you have to do is lick the UFO celebrity buttholes and then write down what they say and parrot it. Say it again. Because everyone knows the more you repeat a lie, the more people are willing to believe it, my friends. 2.4 million views amassed by doing zero research, zero fact-checking, zero evidence gathering. Just repeat things that you've heard because it sounds good and it may or may not be true. Who cares? Just repeat what the UFO celebrities tell you while you're licking their buttholes. he must be very orally talented to be able to lick butthole and repeat talking points at the same time, apparently. Very good, UFO Jesus. No, very bad, very bad. And while this all may seem very funny to some people, it's not funny, because UFO Jesus was largely one of the characters responsible for pumping up and promoting the TTSA techno-scam. Hey, UFO Jesus, where's the goddamn spaceship your friends TTSA promised us all? They stood on a stage, UFO Jesus, and they promised the world a spaceship with a, quote, revolutionary power source that would change the world, while they were soliciting public donations. Not donations, investments. Yes, it is investments. And UFO Jesus may be surprised to learn, after promoting TTSA and talking about them like they were the best thing ever, that TTSA was indeed, apparently, a techno-scam. That's right, a techno-scam where no one got their money that they invested back from their investment. And we here at Truth Seekers challenge UFO Jesus to find us one investor that will show us proof that they got their money back or made a single penny off of their investment in TTSA. Because after collecting some, more than $2 million, TTSA spent everyone's money and did not provide the spaceship or disclosure like this stupid dummy UFO Jesus promised everyone for years. Now, while he's deleted most of his old videos that make him look stupid and foolish for saying this is the first day of disclosure, disclosure is here starting today, because the wonderful lords of TTSA, Tom DeLonge, and all of his CIA friends like CIA Lou and CIA Mellon and all the people that are actually verifiably were CIA members that were on the board of TTSA. You know, these are the things that UFO Jesus leaves out. Oh, disclosure is going to be brought to us. The truth about those aliens will come from who? The CIA, of course. There is 100+ years of CIA experience was on the TTSA board. He leaves that part out. Oh, very convenient. Very good, UFO Jesus, but you suck at this. And a lot of those early videos where he was promoting what wonderful things TTSA would bring us have been deleted. Oh, I very much like this earth swine. What is it? I don't know. Liquid. It's liquidy. And it is non-alcoholic too. But don't worry, friends, because we did find one video where he looks really stupid again. Yes. And we will bring you that. In a video, my friends, dated November 27th, 2017, UFO Jesus espouses the virtues of Tom DeLonge, telling us how great Tom DeLonge and his CIA friends are, and they're going to bring us disclosure within days. But he was wrong, because he is always wrong, because he repeats the talking points of the UFO profiteering hucksters, celebrities whose buttholes he loves. And I'm sorry you love the buttholes of so many UFO celebrities, UFO Jesus, but you've been wrong every time for years. You've been telling people disclosure within days. We're finally getting disclosure. All that we can tell that they have disclosed is that they love money. UFO Jesus, just like you love money. So you see these UFO celebrities making all of this money, talking all of this alien smack with no evidence, no proof, standing in front of pictures of balloons, pretending they're UFOs, you know. Yes, the only disclosure, the only thing we have learned from UFO Jesus, disclosure advocate, is that he likes money just like the other UFO celebrities love money. He has not researched a single thing that I can find, unless you count writing down what a UFO celebrity says and repeating it as research. This is very problematic. But we will do as they do. Yeah, one of them is damaged. I will deal with that after the show. Cosmic Neighbors. Okay, so we will put up the fair use banner. Yes, because this is a transformative work. It is also a comedic parody. Don't sue us. And we are educating the public about how foolish and stupid UFO Jesus apparently is, because he just repeats the talking points of UFO celebrities. And we've got two videos to share. One of them, he gets very upset because he wants the smoking gun evidence. All that UFO celebrity butthole licking has brought him no evidence so far, and he wants it now. So this is fair use. This is a transformative work, and we're educating the public and critiquing the videos that we are sharing. We are using those videos in the spirit of fair use to educate the public about the con game going on in the UFO world. Yes, con game. This is fair use. Fair use. And lawyer letters are standing by to defend our right to free speech and fair use as outlined by federal laws. So let's get into this video where UFO Jesus, this did not age well. UFO Jesus, you look so stupid, so foolish, so foolish. Okay, we will begin to share. And I have this queued up. The producers did it. I don't know anything about these earthly computers. Let's check in with UFO Jesus from 2017, November 2017. And remember, this is not his oldest video. His older videos make him look even more stupid and more foolish, but they're gone. Imagine that. Let's get into it, friends. Here's UFO Jesus telling us that Tom DeLonge will bring us disclosure within days. This is what is wrong. This is what happens when all you do is repeat UFO celebrity talking points. Oh, Tom DeLonge promises disclosure within days. So you repeat it, and then 4 years later, you look like an idiot, UFO Jesus, because you are for doing this.
When I first heard about Tom DeLonge, that he was meeting with these high-level government insiders, I did not really believe it. I was very skeptical.
Yes, he met with a bunch of people from the CIA, running a CIA PSYOP, you dummy, and you helped him with the PSYOP. And by the way, when will UFO Jesus apologize to all the people that gave money to that techno-scam, who got scammed because stupid people like him were telling everybody that Tom DeLonge and a group of former CIA intelligence officers, among others, and counterintelligence people like CIA Lou Elizondo were going to bring us disclosure within days, so we should all send them our money. You owe everyone an apology, UFO Jesus. All these people got scammed. Many of them were listening to you repeat their nonsense, you dummy.
Then all of a sudden, WikiLeaks come out, and it was verified that he actually was meeting with top-level generals.
Ooh. Sorry, friends.
Come out, and it was verified that he actually was meeting with top-level generals, like really the highest of the highest United States generals. So naturally, that got my interest. Then he has the To the Stars Academy press conference, and he has these extremely high-level guys the most interesting one, the most profound one, in my opinion, is Lou Elizondo, who worked with a aerial threat division within the Department of Defense, whose objective is to monitor aerial technology, unidentified aerial technology coming into our atmosphere. He got behind the podium.
Oh, you look stupid and foolish now, don't you? Because now we know that Lou Elizondo lied, and he did not work for any Pentagon program. You stupid, foolish man. This is what happens when you do no research, do no vetting, do no fact checking, and just repeat what the buttholes the people that you are. This is what happens when you simply repeat talking points from UFO scam artists, UFO Jesus. When you repeat talking points without fact checking, without evidence, without research, you look foolish. You just said you were most intrigued by Lou Elizondo because he ran a government Pentagon program. No, he didn't. No, he didn't, UFO Jesus. And some people got it right from the very beginning, both on TTSA and on Luis Elizondo, the fake UFO program manager from the Pentagon who never ran a Pentagon UFO program. You dummy.
And he said, hey, y'all, yeah, the UFOs are real. And he retired less than 2 weeks prior to that press conference. I mean, I got to be honest.
But now we know you're wrong again because you listened to the talking points of a UFO celebrity without fact checking. Did he retire or did he simply switch jobs? Because now we know that Luis Elizondo never stopped working for the United States government. He stopped working for the Pentagon in one role, and he went to another government cushy job while he was on the board of the TTSA techno-scam, telling lies that stupid people like UFO Jesus just repeated without even checking if they were true statements or not. Now we know those statements were both false, and this parrot repeated them.
DeLong is delivering. Now, if you think he's been fed some disinformation, fine. But don't conflate being fed disinformation with he's not going to bring to the table what he says he's going to bring. Because I actually anticipate he's going to bring it to the table. He's going to bring these declassified videos of UFOs sanctioned by the Department of Defense. And it's interesting.
Here we go. They were never sanctioned by the Department of Defense. They were never classified, and they were never intended for release to the public. And there's a whole story that sounds very scammy about how those videos got out of the Pentagon and somehow ended up on a DVD in the Pentagon parking lot, handed off to Christopher Mellon. And then the person who authorized their release for internal use, Luis Elizondo, and the person who got them into Pentagon parking lot somehow, Christopher Mellon, both end up on the board of TTSA and profited from the release of those taxpayer-funded videos never intended for public release for years. They got TV show money deals. They got book deals. They got, $2 million handed to them from a gullible public full of stupid people like UFO Jesus, who just believed everything they said. And we also now know that at least in a few of the, 3 videos, 2 of them are pretty clearly debunked as nothing extraordinary. Not exactly UFO material, is it, UFO Jesus? But enough to fool stupid people. Awesome.
Since it is the Department of Defense that is declassifying these classified files, obviously they're working in cahoots, right? The To the Stars Academy team is not working by itself. They are.
Oh, here you go again. More repeated talking points from UFO celebrities, you dummy. You stupid, childish, foolish man.
Are cooperating and working with the government, the U.S. government.
This is another false statement. You look so childish and so stupid. Why does anyone still listen to anything you have to say? Why would anyone listen to this stupid, childish, foolish man who was dumb enough to fall for a CIA psyop and a techno-scam, and then help the techno-scam and the CIA psyop people to perpetrate this great hoax on the American public? Oh, I'm afraid UFO Jesus has got egg on his face. Could be worse.
This is a very big deal. Before I go any further, there are a lot of people who are like, you got it. It's a company to invest in. He's just trying to make money. It's like, you're really paying attention to that? Who cares if he has shareholders? Who cares if he's selling stock into his company? Like,
who cares if he defrauds thousands of people out of money, promising people disclosure is coming any day now, and a spaceship? Oh, this UFO Jesus is a special kind of stupid, isn't he?
Like, that is the most uninteresting aspect of this whole thing. The fact is that disclosure is being rolled out by the U.S. government.
No, disclosure was never rolled out by the U.S. government. A CIA psyop, perhaps. Alien threat narrative, perhaps. But not disclosure. No, UFO Jesus. Another false statement. And do you see the dangers, my friend, of simply repeating talking points from people who are trying to scam the public for money about UFOs? Anyone who charges you money for information about UFOs is not to be trusted. You mean to tell me that these people are in possession of the greatest secret of humankind, the greatest secret in all of human history, and all we've got to do is give them some money first, and they'll tell us those beautiful secrets, won't they? No, they won't. No, they won't, UFO Jesus. They will fill their pockets with UFO dollars and give us nothing, because that is what TTSA gave us. Nothing. Oh, they gave us a terrible television show on the History Channel. One of the worst rated UFO television shows ever on the History Channel. Yes, check the ratings.
Besides, DeLong has said, if I'm not mistaken, in an interview, that one of the reasons he's having shareholders is it protects their interests, so that when they start developing the technologies that are based on the observation of UFO technology, and aerospace companies start knocking on their door and like, you can't do this, they'll have some sort of justification. They'll be like, look, we got millions and millions of dollars invested in this from the populace. You can't just shut us down. We'll work something out. So
here we go again, repeating Tom DeLonge's talking points, that they will develop UFO technology with the money that is invested into TTSA. Where is the technology? Where did all the money go, UFO Jesus? This video did not age well. I am surprised that you did not delete this one as well, UFO Jesus.
There is a strategic purpose behind having shareholders. And then the other argument.
Yes, the strategic purpose is scamming the public out of public investment money, so you don't have to spend your own money. If they were so sure they could crack the code of anti-gravity and free energy, by the way, sounds familiar, right? Kind of like a David Wilcock hover car scam. Oh, that came later. Yes. Many of these UFO celebrities try to scam the public with either free energy or anti-gravity disclosure that never comes. And here you are repeating the UFO celebrities' talking points, that they will use the money to develop groundbreaking technology based on UFO observations. Where's the technology, UFO Jesus? Why would you repeat such foolish, stupid promises with no evidence, no research, no fact-checking?
That I hear all the time is, well, they're not going to be able to afford it. It costs billions. DeLong has said in many of his Facebook posts and Twitter posts over and over again, they're going to be hooking up with aerospace companies that are obviously the aerospace companies are going to put some of their own money into it. They'll have plenty.
More talking points repeated by UFO Jesus with no evidence, no proof, no fact checking. No, not a single aerospace company hooked up with TTSA and invested a single penny. Yes, UFO Jesus, you look foolish once again. How many lies of a techno scam will UFO Jesus repeat to make his own UFO dollars?
Plenty of money. They're probably get grants from the U.S. government.
No, they got no grants from the U.S. government either. Oh, boy. This one's a special kind of stupid, friends. Special kind of stupid. You have to sort of give him some slack. He's apparently he's a few pints short of a quart, this guy. A few 12 ounces short of a six-pack. I don't know. Something's wrong with him. I think. I don't know.
It's not just going to be from the shareholders. In fact, the very tiniest portion of their funding, a minuscule amount of their funding, is going to come from the shareholders.
Another false statement. All of the funding, all of it came from the shareholders. Dummy. All of it. 100% of the money that TTSA got and squandered away for things like $150,000 salary for Tom DeLonge's sister, who's supposed to be public relations but can't answer any questions the public has, or lucrative deals given to TTSA board members. That's what they squandered some of the money. And Tom DeLonge making lots and lots of money. And was it? Yeah. 100% of TTSA money came from public investors. And now they're trying to get the public a second time. Will you promote that as well? UFO Jesus, will you do any actual work, research, fact-checking, or will you just be the good parrot that you are and just, Polly wants a cracker. UFO Jesus is saying disclosure's coming any day. I'm UFO Jesus. Squawk! He is nothing more than a parrot, repeating things that he has heard. Actually, I think some parrots may be smarter than this one, truth be told. Yes.
The most of it's going to come from aerospace and going to come from government grants and things of that nature. Now,
none of it came from government grants. None of the money came from aerospace companies. 100% wrong. How wrong can this man be in one video with the benefit of just a few years of hindsight?
Now, in his Facebook post, he said that this website's going to encompass a partnership of governments, not just the United States governments, but other governments as well.
More UFO celebrity talking points repeated. Not a single foreign government partnered with TTSA. Not one. This is the perfect example, friends, of the dangers of repeating UFO celebrity talking points that are designed to defraud the public of monies. You can't do that because in time, all of the over-promising and under-delivering gets revealed just a few short years after this video is made. And now we know, I've lost track. How many false statements has he made now? 10? 15? All of these statements he is making are the talking points of the UFO celebrities that he simply repeated at that time. And if you check into his latest videos, he has continued to do the same exact thing. Now he's repeating the talking points that UFO whistleblowers will be testifying soon about crash retrieval programs. And I guarantee you in a few years, we will find out that is not going to ever happen. But that hasn't stopped UFO Jesus from keeping his job parroting the talking points of UFO celebrities. Sad, really.
It's as clear as day that the truth embargo or the UFO cover-up, whatever terminology you want to use, is unraveling right before our very eyes. It's often been said that the U.S., the United States of America, are the one, they're the head honchos of the allies, Europeans and the Australians. And, barring China and Russia, all the U.S. allies have been compelled, many believe, I subscribe to this, they've been compelled to keep their mouths shut about the fact that their UFOs exist.
There is zero proof or evidence that any foreign government has been compelled to keep their mouths shut about UFOs. Again, UFO Jesus did no research. If he did, he would find out that many governments have released all information that they have on UFO reports they've received. Why would they release all of their files if they were being compelled to keep their mouths shut? UFO Jesus, you make no sense, because you're not very smart, are you? I understand that. You're not very smart, UFO Jesus. Maybe your mommy and daddy should have paid for a better college for you instead of, yeah, right? Maybe. Not very smart of you.
So now that the United States is like giving the go-ahead, and so other governments, European governments, Australia, etc., are going to become involved.
Here we have again he claims that the United States government has given the go-ahead for everyone to tell the truth about those aliens, and that the allies include North Korea, India, Japan, Philippines, etc., would soon all be giving us the truth about aliens. 4 years ago, none of this happened. There is zero evidence that the United States government okayed the release of alien or UFO files to our allies around the world. And further, none of them did, which means this statement was another lie, another false truth perpetrated against the public, another talking point of a UFO celebrity trying to scam the public out of UFO dollars.
This is a multinational effort. The disclosure rollout is happening before our very eyes.
It's been 4 years, UFO Jesus. There's been no UFO disclosure rollout other than the CIA PSYOP that you are right now in this video promoting and encouraging people to invest in. There's been no disclosure. This video is 4 years old, and he's telling people 4 years ago that all nations around the world, on the okay of the United States government, are rolling out disclosure starting now. Well, they must be rolling it with turtles, right? Or something. Snails are rolling out that disclosure, because it's been 4 years, UFO Jesus, and nothing that you talk about in this video is accurate. We know now that none of this happened. Not one thing that you've discussed is true or accurate.
And it's so obvious to anyone who just would be a little open-minded about it. These videos will include documentation and chain of custody stemming from the Department of Defense. These are legitimate. These are utterly legitimate. No one's going to be able to argue against them. These are literally files, video that has never been shown before and has been classified up until this point.
More false statements, because at least one of those 3 videos that TTSA released was on YouTube previous to them releasing it. More false statements, more talking points, more hyped up garbage. Information given to him by a techno-scam, who I believe, and many believe, defrauded the public out of some $2 million and delivered nothing that they promised. How many false statements are we up to? Oh, I need an abacus. Oh, you people call those calculators. Yes, I need some way to calculate all of these false statements that he has made. It's only a 5-minute video. How many times can he be? How many times in one 5-minute video can this man spout off completely false statements? We know they're false statements now, but at the time, this was over-promising, and eventually it led to what always happens. First you overpromise, then you underdeliver, then comes the big letdown. And UFO Jesus has never acknowledged that TTSA was a huge letdown and defrauded the public out of millions of dollars and never produced anything that they promised. He has never even acknowledged that. Because UFO Jesus lives in a delusional world where disclosure is still going to come any day now. No matter how many times the UFO celebrities lie to us, no matter how many times they get caught defrauding the public, no matter how many times Lou Elizondo lies to the press, gets caught using sock puppet accounts to harass his enemies on Twitter, no matter how many times TTSA is shown to be what it was, a money-making grub scam. UFO Jesus cannot acknowledge those facts now, because it would be admitting that he was used as a tool, a useful idiot, here in this video and many others.
So no one has seen it except the government insiders. This is some serious stuff right here. And videos, in my estimation, are better than photos. Way better. This is huge. All the documentation needed to verify that these are government-issued, just declassified videos of UFOs is going to be provided. Now, I'm about to...
Oh, he's wrong again. Because, well, he's just wrong. First, do you remember he said no one else has seen these videos? Yes, one of them was on YouTube for years before TTSA somehow got their grubby, money-hungry hands on that and released it. Yes, more false statements, friends. More false statements.
To play my Egyptian flute. I'm playing this to the dedication of all the skeptics, all the scientists who don't believe that the UFOs are coming into our atmosphere, all those in academia, and for those skeptics out there, those scientists who are actually, I'm skeptical of their skepticism, but for those scientists and those in the academia that have rejected the obvious, which is right underneath our nose, this is dedicated to you.
Oh, he's going to play the flute for us. Yes. Not the skin flute, friends, the regular one, yes. Oh, very artistic. He's about as good at this flute as he is about detecting bullshit, isn't he? Oh, goodness. All right. Well, yeah.
And I look forward to seeing you in a post-disclosure world.
Well, it's been 5 years since this video was made, 4.5, whatever. And we're still not in a post-disclosure world. But that hasn't stopped UFO Jesus from raking in the monies to tell people that disclosure is coming any day now. What we have seen just now is just one example. If you go through his videos, every video is like this. He repeats UFO celebrity talking points and tells everyone that disclosure is coming any minute now. And you stupid skeptics, you are a bunch of humbug people. Disclosure is coming any moment now. But it never does, friends. Never. Since at least the early 1950s, profiteering hucksters like UFO Jesus have told us that the truth about aliens will be coming out shortly. But they all do the same dance: overpromise, underdeliver, and then comes the big letdown, when we realize it was all about the cash. Praise the cash, friends. Disclosure's coming any day now. And I would ask you, my friends, let us know in the comments or in the live chat, should this man be able to make money just repeating talking points of UFO scam artists constantly with no evidence, no research, no fact checking? How many false statements did he make in that one video? That's an awful lot of false statements. And he made money on that video, friends. He made a good deal of money on that video, one of his oldest videos. And we can calculate that by YouTube. Let's see. This video got 35,000 views. This man, UFO Jesus, made at least, conservatively, $350 US to repeat the talking points of someone selling disclosure to everyone for a price. He made $350 on this video filled with factual inaccuracies, false statements, false claims, unresearched garbage, really. Let us know in the live chat or the comments. Should he be able to make $350, at least $350, by simply repeating talking points that he hasn't bothered to check if any of this is true? I don't think so. And it would appear that UFO Jesus is just another UFO scammer like the rest. Has he given the money back now that we all can go through this video and see that all he did through the entire video is repeat talking points of UFO hucksters trying to scam the public for money? Will he do that with all of his videos? Can we go through one by one, identify which videos he lied through his Jesus teeth to us all? Will he give the money back? This is not something Jesus would do. Oh, UFO Jesus. I'm sad for him because the UFO repeating the talking points is run almost dry for him. And people are catching on that that's all he does. And he does not apparently actually fact check anything. He does not apparently repeat. He doesn't check anything. He just repeats it. It's great. It's a great business. It's a great business. And I want in. I want my free $350 for repeating lies of UFO hucksters without doing any actual work or fact checking or anything. It's great. But lately, UFO Jesus has become quite frustrated and he wants the smoking gun evidence. By the way, you, UFO Jesus, have been promising people that that smoking gun evidence was coming any moment now. Disclosure within days. November of 2017, you promised everyone that Tom DeLonge would bring us disclosure within days. None of this shit ever happens, UFO Jesus, but that hasn't stopped you from filling your pockets with those lovely UFO dollars. Great. One more video to share. A short one where UFO Jesus loses his shit crying about getting the smoking gun evidence that he never got. You know, that smoking gun evidence that he's been promising us will come any day now for some 6 years, but never does. Yes. And again, we will cite fair use. This is a transformative work, and we are educating the public about UFO Jesus. Who's no Jesus? Why am I the one with devil horns? I'm not scamming anybody. I'm not lying through my teeth, repeating talking points of scammers and running off with my little, he gets a little cut. That's how this whole thing works. The UFO celebrities repeat, they say ridiculous things with no evidence, no proof, no fact-checking, nothing. And then he takes what they say and repeats it, and he gets his little piece of the pie, right? TTSA got, a few $1 million, and UFO Jesus got $350 just for that one video. He's a cheap whore. If you're going to be a whore, friends, at least be an expensive whore. UFO Jesus, apparently he's a cheap whore, willing to sell out his own ethics, morality, and maybe even legality It's a gray area. Is this legal, what he does? Who knows? Gray area, for sure. Some might call helping to promote a CIA PSYOP criminal. Some might call helping an investment scam defraud the public out of millions of dollars criminal. Who knows? Gray area. So let's share this next video under the wonderful American doctrine of fair use. After all, this is a comedic parody. This is an educational video, believe it or not. Yes, we're educating the public about how this whole seedy operation works. Let's get into it, friends. Here we go. Oh, and look at the winners he's on this panel with. Oh, wait, we got to do that one more time and make sure that we do have the audio. I didn't have it. Good thing we checked. Okay. Now we've got it, friends. And yeah, fair use. Lawyer letters are standing by to defend our right to use this video in the spirit of fair use to educate the public and also make fun of this foolish man.
The real question to me, and the most important question, is there any smoking gun evidence? Is there any smoking gun evidence? Because the second you show smoking gun evidence, a lot of these peripheral conversations just don't matter anymore to me.
The man who has been promising that smoking gun evidence of aliens is coming any day now for 5 or 6 years is now on this recent UFO dork stream. And by the way, nothing against UFO dorks, but look at this. This is a panel of UFO dorks, including UFO Jesus, who are all sitting there. And they cannot wait to hear what the prophet of disclosure, UFO Jesus, has to say. And here he's asking where the smoking gun evidence is. You don't know? UFO Jesus, you've been promising us all disclosures coming within days for 5 or 6 years. And now you're upset? Where's the smoking gun evidence? Yes. I think even poor UFO Jesus is waking up to the fact that there is none. There is no smoking gun evidence. All we get is hype and overpromised garbage information. And then we get the big letdown. And apparently, poor UFO Jesus has been experiencing the big letdown lately.
Because the second you show smoking gun evidence, now you have every institution on the face of this planet with 8 billion people looking at this singular topic. And a lot of those discussions we like to talk about, that doesn't matter anymore. Honestly, you show us the smoking gun evidence. I don't give a damn about the UAP task force. I don't give a damn about AOIMSG. I don't give a damn about the new legislative language. I don't give a damn about how more money is going to the new office. Where is that evidence? Where is the 23-minute video that Elizondo has spoken about? Where is the video that Elizondo has spoken about where video is taken 50 feet from the cockpit? Has the Congress seen that? Does that stuff actually exist? And maybe
here we go again. UFO Jesus repeating unverified rumors and claims of a UFO celebrity. And even after looking like a totally foolish nutter idiot for years promoting TTSA, he still somehow believes Lou Elizondo, who's been caught lying. Well, he's been caught lying. Now he's repeating Lou Elizondo's talking points. I guess he stopped repeating TTSA's talking points after they got the few $1 million out of the public that they squandered and investors all got shafted. But he still believes Elizondo, who talks about mythical videos no one else has seen before that would soon be released. Oh, special kind of stupid, this one.
maybe it doesn't exist, right? But if you look at the historical record, the UFO historical record, people have been coming out of the woodworks for decades saying the evidence exists, the data exists. When are we going to see that data? I'm actually getting angry just thinking about these little peripheral conversations we're always having when ultimately you show us the damn data and it's over. And then we can stop this nonsense. And I'm writing my little blog post about XYZJ8. I don't care about XYG853. Show me the damn data now. It doesn't exist.
Yes, maybe some people who've been listening to you tell us that the UFO disclosure and the truth about aliens is coming any day now would be equally interested in seeing that smoking gun evidence. And why is he asking for it? He told us that they had it 5 years ago and that disclosure was imminent, but it never came, friends. And UFO Jesus, poor UFO Jesus, has to kick the can down the road again and again and again. And if you watch his latest silly videos, he is still repeating the talk. How many times is he willing to look like an idiot repeating the talking points of a UFO celebrity that then turns out to be false information, disinformation, fake information, or in some cases, a total scam of the public for money? How many times is he willing to be used as a useful idiot, a parrot that will simply repeat talking points he's heard his UFO celebrities, which he loves, say? It's ridiculous.
Or does it not exist? And then, and I'm sorry, maybe I need to see a therapist, but I'm sorry, but it's like, listen. It's like, is this real, man? Right? Are people getting abducted? Are craft coming into people's faces? Are people seeing triangles every day and saucers and elliptical and spherical machines and all this stuff, getting telepathic downloads? Like,
again, repeating unconfirmed reports that he's heard, things he's heard about. Well, if he heard about them, they all must be true, right?
Are we nuts? Are we nuts? Who has the data? I want to know who has the data.
5 years after telling us that the TTSA techno-scam and their board of directors filled with CIA friends had the data and would bring us disclosure, 5 years later, he is now asking who has the data. You already told us that your Lord and Masters, TTSA, the techno-scam folks, who defrauded the public for $2 million, apparently, allegedly, had the data. Now he's asking who has the data. Do you see the problem with this man?
Who has the authority to keep the data from the rest of the people? Why are we living in the dark ages? For what?
You told us that the dark ages would be lifted 5 years ago, and that Tom DeLonge would bring us disclosure within days. And the U.S. government had authorized the release of all the information about aliens and UFOs. And why did you say that? Because you were repeating the talking points of a company that allegedly defrauded the public out of millions of dollars. And now you want to know who's keeping the truth from us. You said 5 years ago that the government was in partnership with your friends TTSA and that they would both, along with other countries, be giving us the truth about those aliens within days. And now you're asking? His own words show that he has no clue what he is speaking about.
I don't think we understand the madness of this situation. I mean, this is madness on the highest level you could possibly imagine.
Yes, it is madness telling people that disclosure is coming any day now, 5 years ago. And now on a recent live stream, you're asking who has the evidence and who is keeping it from the public. According to you, you knew exactly who had the evidence, and they would no longer be keeping it from the public, but now they still are. Oh, sorry, I was wrong for 5 years, and I have seen the error of my ways. I will give all of that money that I made promising everyone disclosure was imminent for 5 years. I'll give all the money back. And I guess I'll give all the t-shirt money back as well, right? You got to have t-shirts to sell.
All living out our lives pretending we're alone. We're all living out our lives pretending there's not an alien presence. And for me, just saying that, I look like a crazy lunatic. Well, I probably look like a crazy lunatic.
Yes, he does look like a crazy lunatic, but not for the reasons that he mentioned. UFO Jesus is a useful idiot and a profiteering huckster who does nothing but repeat talking points that he has heard UFO celebrities say. He does zero fact-checking, zero investigatory work. He's simply a parrot, a stupid parrot at that, who repeats anything he's heard and then will make excuses for why he was so wrong or why those UFO celebrities whose butthole he's always licking, lick those buttholes, UFO Jesus, get right in there. Love it. He makes excuses for why they are so wrong. We will now, friends, put down our fair use banner, and I will grace you with my presence for a bit longer while I answer some questions from the audience members. And we will also acknowledge the kindness, the generosity, and support of all you audience members using that money button down there and expressing your kindness and generosity to this show, Truth Seekers, where we do more than just repeat talking points. And isn't it lovely that UFO Jesus can make 10 times the money that Truth Seekers can simply by repeating talking points and doing zero work? It's a great business, and we want in. We will pick some new UFO celebrities and just start repeating things. Yes, give you people another shot of hopium that disclosure you so desperately seek is right around the corner, right? Okay, we will recognize and read these, what are they called? Super chats, yes. Oh, one moment there. Let's check in. And I apologize for not being able to read them sooner. But we will share the screen here and recognize and thank all of the kind and generous channel supporters who are helping us on our journey. We have Lord Ludicrous with a kind and generous $4.99 who says, great show, freaking hilarious. My Flock is Everywhere with a kind and generous $1.49 super sticker of popcorn. Yes, we meant to tell people, make sure you pop some popcorn. Cosmic Neighbors, kind and generous $5 pledge super chat saying, ouch, those horns. Yes, they're quite magnificent, aren't they? One needs work. Sweet Caroline with a kind and generous $9.99 super chat says, I'm digging UFO Lucifer Morningstar. Well, thank you, Sweet Caroline. If you were here, I would give you a big wet one. With tongues. Thank you, sweet Caroline. And My Flock is Everywhere with a kind and generous $1.99 super chat, who says game over. Yes, game over for UFO Jesus. By the way, he's changed his name, I suppose, after offending the biggest religion on planet Earth. He realized maybe calling himself Jesus while he lies to everyone every time he makes a video or just repeats lies may not be such a good idea. We will also be checking in with PayPal. There's instructions for how to support the show through either PayPal or that thing called cashapp. And it is in the description of the video below me here. We will check in with, okay, we have a kind and generous $10 donation from Christopher. Pledge, sorry. We're not a nonprofit here. It's a pledge. Thank you, Christopher, for your kindness, your generosity, and your support. We have one from Matthew for $5 Great Britain pounds. Says, yes, it's bloody late in England. Thank you, Matthew, for your kindness. We have one from Andrew for $10 Great Britain pounds. David, $5. David B says, praise the cash. And one from Chad Smith podcast for $5. And Carolyn, always enjoy your perspective, Stephen. We will always cheer you on, Sweet Caroline. Thank you. And Sweet Caroline is a longtime show supporter, continuing supporter of Truth Seekers. We thank them. Now we have Spooky. UFO Lucifer needs to get his own show. Yes, I've been telling Steve Cambion that, and no one listens to me. But you can make it happen, Spooky, with the power of clips. Yes, you can. By the way, if you go to the channel here and hit that little search bar, just put in my name, Lucifer, and you will see 2 previous videos where we prove with conclusive evidence, research, fact-checking, and proof that UFO Jesus is wrong about almost every video he makes, because all he does is repeat shit that he heard. Terrible way to do. Terrible way. He should be ashamed of himself. How does he look at himself in the mirror? Especially with that ridiculous beard. When you're not Jesus anymore, shave that shit off. You look silly. Right? Well, thank you, Spooky, for your kind and generous help as well. Yes, lovely thumbnails and more accoutrements for the show. So any more questions or comments, please put them in all capital letters. NS Fishing says no one listens to you. Well, someone just listened to you and read your comment live on a show, and that would be me. NS Fishing, UFO Lucifer. So see, I listen to you. I listen. Yeah. David Bucky asks, UFO Lucifer, do the reptilians work for you or they do their own thing? No, I'm not an alien. I'm a demon. There's a difference. I don't like those scaly, smelly alien reptilians. And by the way, I especially don't like them butt-banging David Wilcock. Very rude to butt-bang David Wilcock, you reptilian alien scum. Terrible, terrible thing. Terrible thing that happens. NS Fishing says, this is the Ayadaba Hoopa universe. You have all been deceived. Well, quite possibly, yes. And let's see, we had some other comments. Can you get some werewolf gloves? Oh, everyone's a critic, Lord Ludicrous. I'll order some today so it matches a little better. I do have an entire outfit, but we were pressed for time today because I've done a 2-hour interview off air besides this. Stephen Cambion did, yes. Marios Taco says, Patty and Wilhelm. Yeah, he repeats the same thing like a parrot for 5 years. All he does is repeat things. No research, no effort, no investigation, no fact-checking. He just believes what these UFO scammers say, and he repeats it. He's doing a disservice to this entire thing. He's making this thing ridiculous. And a man in a devil suit just said that. Yes, yes. I'm less ridiculous. UFO Lucifer is no more ridiculous than UFO Jesus. Okay? This is terrible. Yes. Well, the community in ufology is sad. I will say it again, it's 70% idiots. I mean, look, they still pay money and believe guys like Wilcock. Yes, tell them what they want to hear, and people will throw money at you. Tell them the truth, and people still throw money. It's just not quite the same. Yes. Where were you on the afternoon? Yeah, I wasn't at Roswell. No. I was at a biker bar in Arizona, some distance away. Yes, I was collecting souls, Mace. That's what I was doing. Yes, someone sold their soul. Hell's Angel, as I recall, from the motorcycle gang. Yes. David Bucky says the power of clips is strong with Spooky One. Yes, I would agree. Are you involved with hatching a plan for the fake second coming, as Michael Sala Wycliffe states early Tuesday morning? No, that's not me. That's another Antichrist guy. Antichrist and Lucifer are two different things, okay? Many get this confused, but it is okay. Wreaking Havoc says 70% is way too low. Yes, I believe there's many more idiots than 70%. Patty says aliens weren't at Roswell either. Yes, they were. Those were aliens. Yes, those were aliens, and they crash landed. And yes, that is what happened. That's the story, and I'm sticking to it. Yes. I love this. I want more UFO Lucifer Morningstar. Well, we aim to please, so I will be back. Hopefully it won't take years like it did last time. I've been busy, though. I got a haircut, and yes, I've been quite busy sharpening my horns and corrupting humanity. You know, I get a bad rap, sweet Caroline. I definitely get a bad rap. Right. So many of you who are fans of Truth Seekers know that when we have a guest host, there is definitely a time limit to the proceedings, and that time limit is rapidly approaching. So in order not to melt, it's hot as hell here. We will be wrapping things up. Complizaire is here, and with a kind and generous 666, and says Cambion do. To Felsker. Wait. To Felsker. Skirl. Do to Felsker. Well, I'll have to look that up. What does this mean, Complizaire? But thank you for your kindness, your generosity, and your support. Tim Houston is here and says Dr. Joseph Farrell's Roswell and the Reich has a lot going for it, I reckon. Yes, excellent take on that subject. Yes. Is that German? Yes, I believe it is. I'm not going to look it up right now. UFO Lucifer, someone called out your number. Yes, it's my favorite number, 666. Yes, it is. Yes, Complizaire, it is from Germany. Long-time show supporter, and we thank him for his kindness, his generosity, and his support. By the way, I'm told that Stephen Cambion will be here with Spooky and that crystal hippie bitch, Brianna, tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time to do a review of something called the Aerial Phenomenon movie, which people have asked for quite some time, but these are lazy humans. So tomorrow night, Stephen Cambion, Spooky, and the crystal hippie bitch Brianna from that one time I was abducted by aliens will be here to do that review. I am going to bounce on out of here, my friends. I think we will start a new series making videos about the parrot, UFO Jesus. Quite frankly, I was quite surprised to see him on a recent live stream. I thought he looked so foolish, telling people absolute nonsense for years now, that he would be afraid to show his face in public. But apparently not. He just changed his name from UFO Jesus to Post-Disclosure World. By the way, we're in a pre-disclosure world, you dummy. Pre-disclosure. But people will believe what they will believe. And apparently, UFO Jesus got too far down the rabbit hole, and anything that people say about aliens or UFOs is music to his ears, and he has no choice but to repeat it as factual, even though most of the time it's fake. Ha ha, lovely. So we will be bouncing on out of here, my friends, and I will be returning shortly. But in the meantime, tomorrow night, once again, Aerial Phenomenon discussion panel and review with Stephen Cambion, Kari, Spooky, and the crystal hippie bitch. She'll probably bring some crystals and shit. That's what crystal hippie bitches do. Yes. I'm looking forward to seeing her, actually. Quite magnificent woman, that one. Yes. Yes, I know what you human men think. Yes, she makes me kind of rammy, right? Yeah. Okay, well, I've got to go, and I'm due back in hell. There's souls that I must make suffer and other things. Yes, I will be returning shortly, but in the meantime, you can enjoy your normal human hosts here on Truth Seekers. So we will be back tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until then, my friends, I'm UFO Lucifer, reminding you that if a man is stupid enough to be compared to a parrot and not care and keep doing the parrot act for years, he's no one you should listen to. He is a useful idiot, a disinformation agent, and he should be banished from this thing. Good night, my friends, and may Lucifer bless you all.